Okay, this is homework for Tuesday the 9th, and as I told you, what we're going to do today is we're going to go back and we're going to look at if we just had the ordered pairs, what equation would we get? Darn well better be the same one as this, and I want us to practice that and make a connection between what we were doing here with the slope triangles and what you do when you have the 2 points. And just because there's all kinds of background noise here, sorry, you can ignore that. The dogs are being fed and brought in and out, and life is going on in the Stefan household while I record this. So just ignore all of that stuff. It's good practice at concentration. So this point B, what are the coordinates for it? Well, it's over 1, 2, 3, and it's up 1, 2, 3. Therefore, it is 3, 3. Please write that down. 3, 3. And then that was our very creaky screen door. And then point A, and the jingle bell that I put on the door, is at no over, so 0, and down -3. 0, -3. 0, -3. And now, of course, the dogs are fed. They have to drink. Okay, so you guys know how to do this. Go ahead and shut the video off and find the equation of the line from these 2 points and turn it back on and check and see how you did. All right. So we have -6 and we have -3, change in y over change in x, and that is equal to 2. Now the good news is on this problem, I don't have to do any work to find the b, the y-intercept, because where x is 0 is your y-intercept. So this equation is y equals 2x minus 3. Which is the same thing I got over here. Now here's the important part. When you were doing this and you counted the rise on your slope triangle, that is the same thing as counting this rise on the points. And when you counted the run, the change in the x here from 3 to 0 is -3, it's the same thing that you did when you were looking at the run on the slope triangle. Okay, let's look at CB here. So CB, its points, this of course is the same thing. This is still at 3, 3. It hasn't moved. And this is at 0, 1. So let's write that down. 3, 3, 0, 1. And now turn off the video and do it on your own. Okay, change in y, -2. Change in x, -3. I take my change in y over my change in x, and I simplify. What do you always get when you do a negative divided by a negative? You get a positive. If you did it on your calculator, you probably got 0.6666666666, which is the same as 2/3. All right, so again, I've got this nice easy problem because look, where x is 0, that gives you your y-intercept. Therefore, this is y equals 2/3 x plus 0. And, oh no, Mrs. Stefan, silly, silly. That was not a 0, that was a 1. Let's fix that. And as we look over here, that's the same thing we got on this problem when we used our slope triangle, because our rise was 2 and our run was 3. Okay, let's do number 3. So this is D and E. D is at -3, 2. -3, 2. And E is at -1, -2. Okay, turn the video off. You know how to do this. Okay, from 2 to -2 is -4. From -3 to -1 is +2. Change in y over change in x. And when you divide that, you get -2. We substitute in 3 things because they didn't give us the y-intercept this time, doggone it. So I'll take this y And I'll take my slope, and I'll take my x plus b. Hopefully you remember this means to multiply. How do you get that b by itself? Subtract 6 on both sides. B equals -4. So therefore we have the equation y equals -2x minus 4. Dun, 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 dun. What you're doing here when you look at the y-intercept where the graph is on, when you look at the rise equal to run, is exactly the same as finding the rise here and the run here. Okay, so number 4. This time we were doing it between f and g. F is over at -4 and up at +5. -4, +5. And g is over at 2 and down to -4. Okay, turn the video off and finish the rest of it yourself. And here we go. 5 to -4 is -9. -4 to 2 is +6. Change in y over change in x. If you do -9 divided by 6 on your calculator, you're going to get -1.5. So we have y equals -1.5x. Fix the screen there. Now we have to plus b, and we want to substitute in this and this. So I'll use the y of 4. Sorry, I'll use the y of 5, so I don't have to deal with the negative. So 5 is equal to -1.5, that's my slope, times -4, that's my x, plus b. Multiply. 6. -4 times 1.5 is 6. How do you get the b by itself? You subtract 6 from both sides. B equals -1. So we have y equals -1.5x minus 1. Same thing we had yesterday when we did it with our slope triangle. One more. Okay, this time we're dealing with, let me make it a little h and I. H is at 0.5. And I is, let's see, it's over to -3. Oops, I did not mean to do that. It's over to -3 and it's down to -4. -3, -4. If you hear screaming in the background, that would be my husband who is about to die. And now we're going changing y and changing x. Don't forget that you should turn the video off now. That way you won't have to hear me killing him. Okay, -9, -3. Change in y divided by change in x. -9 divided by -3 happens to be 3. And good news on this last problem. Look, they showed us the y-intercept. Yay! Y equals 3x plus 5, which is what we got before. 2 nights of homework done and done. 2 more nights to go. Have a great night, guys.